The sky was painted with thick black smoke as flames danced across the forest. Among the ashes walked a female hyena named Lyra, her eyes empty, her body carrying the weight of unbearable sorrow. Everything she knew was gone. Her home, her pack, and most of all, her cubs were taken by the fire. No sound left her lips, but the pain screamed from deep within. Lyra's paws touched the burned ground where her babies once played, now replaced by silence. Her heart was broken, not by wounds, but by the silence left behind. In the days that followed, she roamed endlessly, not searching for prey or shelter, but for something that could fill the emptiness she carried. One morning, as the wind shifted, the ashes around her, she caught a soft scent, something alive, something fragile. Her head turned, ears alert, and her tired legs followed the trail. Under a broken tree branch, a small shape lay motionless. It was a baby gorilla, barely breathing, its chest rising with effort. The world had forgotten this tiny creature, but Lyra stood frozen, unsure of what this moment meant. Every instinct told her to walk away or claim the baby as food. But something else, something unfamiliar, began to rise inside her. The hunter. In her fell quiet. Slowly, she stepped closer. Her eyes scanned the baby's face, its small hands curled in weakness. She lowered her head, gently lifting it with her mouth, not to harm, but to hold. The same jaws that once brought down prey now protected a helpless soul. Her heart, once shattered by loss, started to beat with new purpose. She carried the baby gorilla away from the fallen trees, shielding it from cold and danger. She kept it warm against her body, watched over it through the night, and protected it with silent strength. The forest, which once held pain, now whispered something different. Lyra had found a reason to live again. Days passed. The baby gorilla, now named Coco, opened its eyes and slowly responded to the care of its unusual guardian. Lyra fed it carefully, brought leaves, searched for soft places to rest, and never left its side. But not everyone saw this bond with kindness. When Lyra returned to her pack with Coco, the others grew uneasy. They sniffed, growled, and turned their backs. To them, Coco was not family. It was a threat, a symbol of weakness. One by one, they rejected Lyra. The once welcomed mother now stood alone, no longer part of the clan. But Lyra did not waver. She stood between Coco and the others, not with force, but with silence and unshaken eyes. She had lost everything before. She was not ready to lose again. Even if it meant walking away from her past, she chose Coco. Together, they wandered farther into the wilderness, facing hunger, cold nights, and lurking predators. Yet Lyra never failed. Her courage was not loud. It was in every quiet choice she made to keep Coco safe. Somewhere else in the forest, a young ranger named Maya patrolled the area. Her days were filled with tracking animals, protecting nature, and guarding the balance of life. One early morning, as dew sparkled on the grass, Maya saw something unusual near the edge of the station. A hyena approached slowly. In her mouth, she carried a small shape. Maya stayed still, watching with wide eyes. Lyra gently placed Coco on the ground near the gate, then took a step back. There was no sound, no howl, just a long, quiet stare. And then Lyra turned and walked into the mist, her figure fading between the trees. Maya's heart tightened. She had seen wild animals behave with instincts, but this was something else. She rushed to Coco, who was shivering but alive. The moment was clear. Lyra had not given up. She had trusted a human to protect what she loved most. Maya picked up Coco and held him close. At that moment, she knew this was more than a rescue. It was a promise she must keep. Maya brought Coco to the sanctuary. There, she gave him warmth, care, and the medical attention he needed. Day by day, Coco gained strength. His eyes opened wider, his steps grew firmer, and he began to play. But Maya's mind often drifted to the hyena who gave him up. Lyra had not disappeared. From a distance, she returned. Not close enough to be seen by many, but always near, watching, waiting. Her eyes searched the fences, the trees, the open ground, always fixed toward where Coco lived. Maya noticed. She felt the presence, and she understood. It was still a bond, one that had not broken with distance. It only grew stronger. Maya began placing items with Lyra's scent near Coco's space. A stick, a piece of fur, dried leaves. Coco responded. He sniffed, paused, and looked beyond the fence, as if remembering. Slowly, trust was rebuilt. One afternoon, as the sun warmed the forest, Lyra stepped closer than before. She stood still, eyes locked on Coco. Coco looked up, tilted his head, and let out a soft cry. Not of fear, but of recognition. Lyra lowered her head, as if bowing. They did not touch. They did not need to. The space between them was filled with something deeper than words. A silent reunion of two hearts still connected. These moments continued. Lyra never tried to take Coco back. She remained in the wild, but never too far. Coco thrived at the sanctuary, yet always knew someone watched over him. Maya watched them both. She saw how love had broken every boundary. A predator and prey, a wild creature and a human child, all linked by something pure. As Coco grew, Maya often shared their story. Visitors listened, some cried, many left changed. The story was more than rare. It was a message that love is not bound by species, that loyalty can live outside rules, and that sacrifice is the loudest voice of love. Lyra had once walked through ashes, broken and empty, but she chose to protect, not destroy, to give, not take, to walk away, not to run. And because of that, Coco lived, strong, curious, and surrounded by those who cherished him. Maya, now more than a ranger, became a storyteller. She reminded the world that the wild holds more than danger. It holds beauty, bravery, and bonds that make us question everything. If this story touched your heart, remember, not all heroes roar. Some simply walk away quietly after doing the bravest thing anyone can do. Love without expecting anything in return.